し身を削りありつかん尊くも儚き飯意地張って探せましょう燃ゆる花火が血染め模様泥水育ちのその花は意地桜
That is great, though. That is too funny.
こらえろ涙男の価値を分かつのはいつだって意地だぞ
What the hell?
生きるか何を守るか答えが出たらやることはわかるだろうかけ捨ての命ならば
Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. We are going full on Code of the Commander call-in in today's video. We are just being an absolute call-in out there on the battlefield, and I'm going to be showing you guys everything about the setup. Before that though, a reminder to like and subscribe, guys. Leaving a thumbs up would really help me out on the algorithm. Really easy way to show a great deal of support by simply leaving a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you did. Right there, that big red button, you see it, you know what to do. Right, so today we are Code of the Commander Colin. If you guys aren't familiar with this tree, and I don't blame you if you aren't, if you're a PvP guy, this is basically an endangered species in PvP. Well, I decided, you know what, it's time to take it for a spin, so that's what we did. And I just want to talk through the perks on the tree real quick. So first of all, controlled demolition is very interesting. Probably the best thing about this tree. Hitting a target with a void ability attaches a void detonator. Further hits causes detonator to explode, dealing damage to surrounding targets. So basically, if you hit someone with any kind of void damage, whether it be a grenade or a melee, they get a detonator attached to them, and that basically primes them for an explosion. Basically, it's pretty nasty. You've got tactical strike, which is the melee ability. Striking an enemy with this melee ability causes a void explosion. So say if you tag someone with a grenade and then you melee them, it's going to cause a lot of void fireworks basically. And tying into that further, we've got resupply. You and nearby allies regain health as well as grenade and melee energy when your void detonators explode. I use two different exotics. First up, we have the armamentarium. Real simple. I just want 2 grenades instead of 1, because obviously the grenades are arguably the best thing about this class. You know, whether you run suppressors or stickies, even void walls are viable. And the other exotic that we tried to use was the Heart of Inmost Light. Obviously this gives you increased ability regen as well as increased ability damage if you used a previous ability before that for the empowered buff. Now for weapons, we had the Truth Teller with auto loading and demolitionist, so it loads when I stow it. I get grenade energy back if I get a direct hit kill. We've got proximity grenades, so that's really nice. And then for primary weapons, we've got the Cryothesia. Obviously I was doing a little bit of trolling, freezing people and then sticking them with a Commander magnetic grenade, which you may have seen in the intro, which is pretty cheeky. And then we also were using a little bit of Chroma Rush because I love that gun. And yeah, that is basically everything you need to know. Stat spread, 100 discipline. We have 2 bomber perks on our mark to get our grenade energy back when using our barricade. And then obviously with Heart of Inmost Light, it doesn't even matter what your stats are really, your stuff's just going to regen super fast. And yeah, that was the setup. What is the goal when using this build? Well, the first thing you want to really think about is control, and that is what this subclass offers you. It offers you control of the map basically. I tagged those people with grenades there, you see. What does that do? Well, first of all, because I'm using suppressor grenade, which if you're trying to use this as best as you can, suppressor grenades are honestly the only choice. Magnetics are good, yeah, sure, they are good. You throw it into a group and it's great. Okay, void walls again, they do great damage. But when it comes to controlling the battlefield, suppressor grenades are the king. So you're going to place the debuff on someone, right, which makes them very vulnerable to any incoming damage. Okay, that's fantastic. But if you're also suppressing them whilst applying the debuff, that's when things get a bit hairy for your opponent, you know? Like, what does he do? His movements are limited. He can't jump, you know? He can't use any abilities to defend himself. and he's primed for an explosion. So your teammate could go in there, put one bullet into him, and then the void detonator goes off, and boom, that guy's dead. You know, it adds an extra element of lethality to your suppressor grenade, which is already an extremely lethal ability on its own. Again, this is hilarious though, okay? You know, you talk about optimal, and then there's this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying though? This is so cheeky, man. Freezing them with that. Hey, catch this. Hey, hold that for me, man. I appreciate it, bruh. Too funny, dude. Too funny. But listen, guys, you know, when you're memeing, you're memeing. And sometimes memes don't always pay off, you know? Sometimes you get rolled, you know? Sometimes you think you've trolled, but you get rolled. That was a lesson I learned. But yeah, really, really funny stuff using the sticky nades with the Krathesia. I had a lot of fun doing that. But yeah, the suppressor grenade, man. So it can be a little bit tricky for some players to land suppressor grenades, right? The frag style grenade, whether it's an incendiary, a flashbang, or a suppressor grenade. They are probably more difficult to use than most grenades in Destiny 2. If you think about most grenades that players use, they either have massive AoE, think the solar grenade that Dawnblaze always throwing you, or they have tracking on them, think skip grenades, arc bolt grenades, you know, or you place them on a wall, which is one of the other more slightly skillful type of grenades. For example, you know, you've got your lightning grenades. Or speaking of skillful grenades though, do you see my grenade right there? That was incredible. I tactically suppressed myself, guys, trust me. But yeah, the point is, suppressor grenades and incendiaries and flashbangs, they just require better timing, accuracy, and placement. Now, what is the biggest tip I would give you if you want to try and consistently land your grenade, which obviously you're going to want to do if you want to get the most out of this class. If you're running this class and you're not constantly tagging people and priming them for explosions, then you literally, there's no point playing it. It's the one thing about this class that's actually good. Banner Shield as well does have its uses. It's very good against certain supers. I did do a video covering that, obviously, a few weeks ago. But yeah, you want to always be tagging them. Now, this might sound like a weird tip, okay? But I'm going to give you a tip. If you've ever played Void Titan and you've played, you know, Suppressor Grenade, and think about what you do when you want to suppress a super, right? You know, the way that you use your grenade in that situation, you just have to apply that same kind of logic to any situation. I don't know if that makes sense. But it's like, I don't know. When I know a roaming super's coming for me, I kind of dial in on the radar like this, right? I know he's in front of me, that golden gun. So I threw it, I emoted him and got immediately shot in the face, by the way. So yeah, I knew where he was and I dialed in on his location because he was in his super, right? But just have that same mentality when someone's not in their super. And if you're running 100 Discipline and Armamentarium or Heart of Inmost Light, you don't need to ration that grenade. It's going to be up all the time. And so you can use it very, very, you know, generously, you know? You don't need to be frugal with your throws, especially not if you're in sixes as well. In trials, yeah, I can understand holding onto a grenade when you know Roma's coming up very soon, for example. But yeah, that's my tip. And of course, we were also using the GL. The skill shot meta is here, my friends. I thought, you know what? I posted a little short clip on my channel yesterday. It's actually on Twilight Gap as it happens. And I threw a magnetic grenade into a team. And you know what? Demolition was popping off and it was doing work. But then I also flung in a GL shot in there. And just got them all a little bit prepared, you know, for what was to come. Kind of like that. Boom. And when you combine a grenade launcher with controlled demolition, it's just disgusting, man. You really do become Demolition Man. Like when you combine priming people with the grenade and then actually hitting them with a GL, it's very, very, very strong, man. The crowd control potential is extremely high. But obviously this is a very, very sparingly used subclass in PvP, so it's not something you would ever really see becoming a thing. Players just don't play, you know, many Titan classes really beyond bottom tree Striker, bit of top tree Sentinel you'll see here and there, and then obviously you've got Behemoth, which is still very, very good. Behemoth, in my opinion, is by far the best Titan class in the game. Like the other classes just don't compete or compare when you're talking absolute optimals, you know. But right now we're just talking fun build, Code of the Commander Colin, and this is what it's all about, man. And yeah, I had a lot of fun using this setup. Obviously it's not, you know, it's a different play style, you know, it's kind of more of a support based play style in a lot of ways, because when you get those tags on people, you're kind of hoping that your teammates will put a few shots in, you know. Again, you can see the banner shield there just defending defending myself, you know, that's what this class is all about, and controlling the battlefield, of course. So yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Oh yeah, and I'm live on Twitch right now. Why don't you come down, say hello over on the Twitch channel? I'd love to see you there. Peace out.